Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be replacing my light switches with some smart dimmer timer switches, so that way my porch lights will look a little bit dimmer at night. Let's get started. So, my porch lights are currently on two switches. It's a three-way setup. I put this timer on a while back, which works out great. Basically it comes on after dark and turns off. But the problem is I can't dim the lights. They're a little bit too bright to just be on all the time. And so I wanted to get something that was both a dimmer and a timer. So I thought about getting something more name brand, more expensive, but I figured I'd give these cheap switches a try to see if they will work. This is TESSAN brand. But it's a three-way smart switch and dimmer kit that connects to Wi-Fi and has an app and everything. Everything's labeled. It's got wire nuts and some leader wire, which is nice. So hopefully I can figure out how to get this wired up. Alright, those of you that are electricians, I ask you not to judge me too harshly on this wiring. A lot of it was not my fault. As you can see, we have our switch here. It's not exactly grounded. I don't know why that isn't grounded. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that this is the Traveler, which there's two different switches. There's this add-on switch that's supposed to be farther down the line, and then this one, which is supposed to be where the power source comes in. So I'm pretty sure this one I need to install here. The red, as you can see, goes to that red wire there, the Traveler. The brown, Traveler 2, goes to the load, which would be that black. This should go to the black, and then the green, obviously, will go to the ground, which is back there somewhere. Obviously, make sure the electricity is turned off before you mess around. So I don't know if there's a proper tool for this, but if you have the wire pushed in with these little friction fittings, you can use a SIM card release tool, and you can shove it in there to release the wire. Right here, red to red. And then this mess right here. We're going to go with that for right now. We'll come back to it and clean up the wiring once we test everything. Alright, this will be the slightly more complicated one. So, we've got red, which should be the Traveler that matches the red in the other room. White is the common wire, that white wire that's usually just tied up back there. Some houses don't have a common wire, so you'll just need to check to make sure you have one. And we got two black wires. One of them should be coming from the power source. The other one, I'm not entirely sure. I think it goes to the other two switches to continue the power path. I'm not an electrician, so I'm not very well versed in this stuff. But we've got wires to match. We've got the red for the Traveler wire. We've got brown and black, which I assume would go the brown would go to one of the black wire, and the black would go to the other black wire, and then white, the common wire. Okay, so I think I have them wired right. Before I close everything up and clean up the wiring, we're going to test it to make sure that it actually works. Alright, so they have an app. You can just scan a QR code to install it. It says to do this before reconnecting power, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so far so good. We've got a blinking red light, which means that it's in pairing mode. So we're going to add a device. You'll need location. Bluetooth is turned on even though it says it's not. Alright, and we're all set up now. So we've stopped blinking. We're waiting for the app to load up. And I'm actually going to control this from the app for the first test. We're going to click that to see if our porch lights are turned on. And the porch lights are indeed on. And we've got a timer mode. I think we're going to be in good shape. Let's make sure the actual switch part of it works. So this is the brightness control. Buttons are working. and then power, off, and on. So that means we should be all wired up. Now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the power again, clean up the wiring, and get the faceplates back on. Alright, so we got everything set up. You can see there's a little green light that indicates it's connected to Wi-Fi. So if you've got a single light switch, it does come with a little cover here. So I think it turned out great. Now I got to come over here and go buy a different cover here. But I'm pretty pleased with how things turned out. I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to set my dimming once it's dark outside, and you'll see that here in just a second. I'm screen recording my phone so you can see the app here. It's pretty easy. You can turn them off and on from in the app. And if you go in here, I don't know how well this is going to show up. Right now I have it at the minimum brightness for my house, but you can adjust it. So see, they get real bright, and you can see them get back real dim. So just to record that again, you can see them get really bright, and then again really dim. Off, and then back on. And there's a few settings you can set in here. If you have lights that kind of flicker, if you get them too dim, you can set the minimum dimming on here. In here you can set the timer as well. As you can see, I have mine set up on a schedule when to turn it on and turn it off. But this is connected through Wi-Fi, and it works from anywhere. So if I get off of my Wi-Fi right now, I can still turn my lights on and off even off of Wi-Fi. So this will work from anywhere. There's a few other functions in here. It looks like you can do some different things in here. I haven't played around a lot with it, but apparently you can get a few different types of devices that control different things. So very impressed for the price. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this. It was really easy to install, and the best thing is I can have a dimmer and a timer for my porch lights, which is really the only reason I bought this in the first place. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.